Welcome to lecture 18th of electric power system. Here we are going to discuss medium transmission line. So any transmission line whose length is more than 80 kilometers but less than 250 kilometers or 240 kilometers, in some books they have mentioned. So they are known as medium transmission line. So transmission line whose length is more than 80 kilometers, that is the meaning that less than 80 kilometers we have discussed for the short transmission line. So any transmission line whose length is more than 80 kilometers but less than 250 or 240 kilometers are known as medium transmission line. Now the parameters, which is the resistance, inductance and capacitance, in short transmission line it was the lump parameters, and here it is distributed uniformly along the line. Now we have seen that in the short transmission line the charging current, which is IC, of the medium line is appreciable as compared to short transmission line. In short transmission line we have neglected the charging current because the capacitance effect was less. Here we will not neglect the charging current and we will take the capacitance parameters also to be considered, that is the shunt capacitance will be considered. Now this is the same for long transmission lines as well. So when we will study the long transmission line, there also we will not neglect the shunt parameters, that is the capacitance will be taken into consideration. Now the series parameters Z and the shunt parameter Y are considered as the lumped parameter. So the parameters are uniformly distributed but they will be considered as the lump parameters for the modeling purpose. So lump parameters in medium transmission line generally are modeled in two different ways. The two different models we are using, one is known as nominal pi representation or the nominal pi model. Second is nominal t representation or nominal t model. Any representation which looks in the form of a pi is known as pi model. Any representation which looks in the form of a t is known as t model. So we will see the t representation first and then we will go for the pi representation. So let us see the nominal t representation. So in the nominal t representation we see that it is in the form of t, where the all the capacitance is lumped at the center and the series impedance are divided half along the two other ends, so Z by 2 and Z by 2, where your Z was equal to your R plus JX. So one half of Z by 2 and other half of Z by 2 are located at the two extreme points of the T parameters, and the capacitance are located at the center. Now Vs is the sending end voltage and Vr is the receiving end voltage, which is the load voltage. So if we consider a voltage Vc across the capacitor, so if we consider Vc being the voltage across the capacitor and then we get admittance, then admittance of the shunt parameters is equal to j omega into C, where C is the capacitance. So the governing equations that we can get is equal to, here the voltage Vc is equal to, what is the voltage across Vc? Voltage across Vc is equal to Vr plus the drop along this part. So Vc is equal to Vr plus the current flowing there is IR. In this part, what is the current flowing? Is IR. So IR plus Z by 2. So Vc is equal to Vr plus IR. IR is the receiving end current into Z by 2. So this is what. Now here the current Is is splitting into two different parts. So it is splitting into these two parts. So here we can apply the KCL equation at this particular junction or the node. So here we will get the source current Is is equal to the receiving current IR plus what is the current flowing here? The current flowing here, we know that the current is equal to voltage into admittance. We have calculated the value of Vc, that is the voltage across the capacitor, and the admittance Y. So if we substitute the value of Vc from whatever we have got in the previous equation and the admittance that we know that it is equal to j omega C, so we are getting the Is is equal to IR plus Y into Vr plus IR Z by 2 into the admittance Y. Now, the value of Vs we can obtain by applying the Kirchhoff's voltage law in this particular loop. So, we can get the value of Vs is equal to Vc plus Is into Z by 2. Right? So, the voltage Vs is equal to the voltage along this part Vc plus the drop in this part. Okay. So, if we substitute the Vc and Is in Vs, we are getting an equation of Vs in this form. So, the sending end voltage is represented in terms of the receiving end voltage and the receiving end current with the other parameters. This can be represented in the form of a matrix where on the LHS side you have Vs and Is, that is the sending end quantities, and on the RHS side it is represented with the help of the receiving end quantities Vr and Ir, and here we have the parameter matrix. So the parameter matrix suggests that the value of A is equal to 1 plus Yz by 2. We can see that the value of B is equal to Z plus 1 plus Yz by 4. We can see that. Now C is equal to the admittance here, and D is equal to 1 plus Yz by 2. So it is this. So the ABCD parameters of nominal T representation we have obtained. Next discussion will be the nominal pi representation. So here it is in the form of pi. So here in the form of pi model. Okay. So we can see it is in the form of a pi model. So here this part of a pi we represent in the form of an impedance. This part of the pi we are distributing our admittance is into half, y by 2 and y by 2. Earlier we were dividing the impedance z by 2 and z by 2 in the T model. In the admittance model, pi model, we will divide the admittance into two parts, y by 2 and y by 2. Okay. So the source current Is is divided into the first capacitor, and then we have a current flowing through the series impedance. This current is divided into the other capacitor and the receiving and current. So we are having a plan to obtain the ABCD parameters of the nominal pi representation. For that we have to write the KVL and the KCL equation. So let us write the KVL and the KCL equation first. So what is the current Is that we see? So the current Is is basically, so we can write the current Is is basically the current which is flowing here in this capacitor ICD plus the current that is flowing across the impedance IZ. So the current flowing here. Okay. Now this current IZ is can be divided into again two parts, that is equal to IAB and IR. This IAB current can be written in form of admittance, so it is equal to VR, that is the receiving end voltage, into Y by 2. And here ICD current can be written here in terms of Vs into Y by 2. So we get a equation Is is equal to IR plus VR Y by 2 plus Vs Y by 2. Now here we can obtain the second equation Vs. So the value of Vs, whatever the voltage is here, is equal to the voltage of the receiving end plus the drop along this part, right? So the drop along this part. So it is Vs equal to Vr plus IR YR Y by 2 into the admittance Z. So here we can get the value of Vs is equal to Vr 1 plus Yz by 2 plus IR into Z. Now if we substitute, if we get the value of Is as in this form using the previous two equations, and then we can substitute in the LHS we have the sending end quantities, and on the RHS we have the receiving end quantities, which is multiplied with a matrix M, and this is the ABCD matrix of the transmission line represented in the form of a pi model. So if we see closely this matrix, we will get that the value of A is 1 plus Yz by 2, this one, the value of B is equal to Z, the value of C is equal to y plus yz by 4, and the value of D is equal to 1 plus yz by 2. So here we can get the value ABCD parameters of the transmission line represented in the form of a pi model. So if we know the ABCD parameters of any line, then we can relate the sending end quantities with the receiving end quantities, and we can find the other if we know the one value. So this completes the medium transmission line modeling in the nominal pi and nominal t representation. In the next class onwards, we will start the long transmission line. Thank you.